Hello guys, so today we're going to continue from where we left off last time. We created a web application, and this web application helped us query and select models from Ollama. So let me just open our project. We're going to open this and see what we can add, the functionality that we're going to add to our current web application. So this is just very organized empty file that I just made so that it's easy to just go through some of the things that we're going to do. Since we need to modify some of the routes and some of the parts in the front end, we need to make sure that we have a certain guideline that will help us modify the parts that we need to modify. So what we're going to do is we're going to add something called streaming, which is if you remember last time, the response, we had to wait for some time for the response to display on the screen. So what streaming does is the same thing that ChatGPT UI and other UIs like DeepSeek does. So what it does is it outputs text as chunks. So instead of waiting for the whole response to finish and then display on the screen, we're just going to display word by word as the model outputs are being gathered. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start by um, checking the requirements and what we're going to do. So before, right, if you still remember, we had to just click the send button and then we wait for some time, and then we see the full response appear. So this was the way that we implemented last time. Then after this modification, what we're going to do is we're going to um, click the send button, and then we're going to watch the stream in real time as the AI generates the output. So this is what we're going to add to our current web application, and I think this is all we're going to do today is just adding this functionality, the stream functionality to our current API and our Flask backend and the front end. So this is what we're going to do, and this is just this is just um, this is just the three parts that we're going to update. So we're going to update, like I said, this is the Flask backend. This is the one that we implemented last time. This one. This is the first API backend. This is the Flask backend, which is this, and this is the front end. The front end is just this. This is the JS and the HTML that we need to update. So the first thing we need to do is to modify this file, this API file. And as you can see, what we're going to do is we're going to add this option, stream. If you remember last time, I said that Ollama has several parameters that you can add to it, or that you can configure so that the request is handled properly. So last time we only used this two, and we turned this to false. So if you still remember, this is the this is now the modified file that we have now. But previously, if you still remember, right, this was false last time. So because I already implemented this and I already prepared this for this video, I already modified it. But previously in our previous video, this was false because it was just waiting for the response to complete and then give us the feedback. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to put this as a parameter that we can modify to say true or false, whether you want it to wait or whether you want it to just respond in real time. So this is what we're going to do, and let's go back to the rest of the tutorial. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to modify this, right? We're going to modify this, and by modifying this, what I mean is previously we, like I just said, this is the file. This is the file with this route. Previously I said this used to be false, and now we're going to modify this and add this parameter, which is request.stream. This is going to get the the, uh, the input that we're going to put, whether it's true or whether it's false, from our request body. And this is how it's going to handle the chunks, and how it's going to handle the the words or the text that is going to be generated. So like I said, right, it's going to wait, it's going to generate or output word by word. So we need to make sure that we get each and every chunk which is being produced by the model and present it to the front end. So this is just how it's going to handle it. And you can see that we are getting the chunks. We're not waiting for the whole response to complete. We're waiting for the chunk. We are getting each and every chunk, and we're going to take these chunks, and we're going to show them as outputs. So I'm going to test this and using the API first, so that you can see what I'm talking about. That is going to generate the chunks one by one, and then present them as a series of chunks. So this is the first part, which is just modifying this route. And the next part that we're going to be doing is we're going to modify this backend. So we're going to add this, we're going to add the response, and then we're going to modify this route, and we're going to also add the this JSON input, and we're going to modify this route. So like I said, the same thing that we did with the previous one. We're going to add the stream, and we're going to make sure that um, we um, we handle the chunks properly. So this is if the stream, right, if stream is true, if we set the parameter of stream to true, it means that we're going to generate the chunks. We're going to generate uh, the response the way that I just explained, which is we're going to get the word by word or the chunk by chunk output, then present it to the the front end. So this is, otherwise it stays the same as before. So this is just the same thing that we did before, just waiting for the full response, and then present the output. Then we're just going to add some styling to indicate like the streaming is started. This is just CSS. Now we need to make sure that this is in sync with our JS, with our JavaScript. So previously we had this send query, which is part of our JS, the JS that we had previously. We're just going to modify this so that it handles streaming properly. So as you can see, these are the changes that we're going to make. You can see that we now have streaming, and now what we're going to do is we're going to try and have a certain functionality whereby you can turn on and turn off stream on the front end. So we're going to add a certain HTML tag, which is going to help us turn on, turn off stream, so we can test. So this is what we're just going to do, and this is the way that it's going to handle. So this is just the functionality of how it's going to handle those the turn on or the turn off of the stream. So this is all we're going to do. We're just going to modify this this send query. We're going to add some of the CSS. We're going to modify this query uh, in our backend, this backend, and then we're going to modify this this route, which is our API query route. Now, after doing this, the only thing that is left is just what to run our modified files or our modified code. So the same thing we did previously is still the same. You need to make sure Ollama is running. This is Ollama service just to start Ollama. But like I said, if you install Ollama the way that I showed you how to install from that command or the script, the install.sh script that we got from the Ollama website, you can see that it will configure everything and to configure the system D services so that you don't have to continuously turn it on by putting this Ollama serve. So it's already running in the background. It's already started automatically. So this is what you're going to do, and the rest of this is just to explain what I just said. So we're going to go back to this, and this is my backend. This is my um, this is my Flask. This is my first API um, terminal that I'm going to run the first API that we had. So let me check. So the name is this. So now that this is running, I'm going to open this first. I'm going to just go to localhost this, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by using this. We're going to start by testing this. Then after testing this, we're going to then test the actual web application that we created and how it's working with this. So let me get a model from Ollama. I want this tiny model, and then the prompt is just going to be what is okay, let's just use this. What is Python? Then streaming is going to be true, right? So we're going to see the difference and how the response is going to be handled. So we're going to wait, right? So this is the response. This is the response that we just got. You can see that it's outputting the response is being presented as chunks of text. So we need to make sure that we handle this properly in our front end. So like I said, I already modified our files. Modification of these files is what I just explained here. That's what you just need to do to handle um, these modifications. You just need to modify these files. So this is the response that I'm going to get, and this is the one that I'm going to present to the front end when stream is turned on. So if stream is on or true, it's going to have an output like this. So we can also try stream is false here. Okay, false. So if stream is false, it just gives us this. You can see that the response is a little bit different from what I just got. So the response is the same, but the structure of the response is different. So we need to make sure that we handle this properly. So to do that, we need to modify this. We need to modify the backend, and we need to modify this front end. the way that I just explained here. So we need to modify this. This is the backend. We need to modify also this front end, which is the JS. So now that this is working, now that this is working, I'm going to close this and I'm going to run our web application. So to run our web application, it's just Python app.py like this, and the URL is still the same as yesterday, or the same as the previous video. Same. So this is how it's going to look. This is the difference. So now we have this option, which is stream, right? So I'm going to turn off stream. I'm going to turn off stream, and then I'm going to select a model here. Then I'm going to say I'm going to do the same thing like this. Explain machine learning concepts. It's the same query that we had last time. But stream now is turned off. Is turned off. Right. So you can see that the output, we had to wait for some time for it to present the output. So this is the output, but the difference is that we are waiting for the model to complete, and then it's going to give us the response back. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the stream now. The same parameters, the same model, and the same query. So now let's see what's happening. You can see that you can see how it's responding. So this is the difference between stream and not having stream turned on, or stream true or stream false. So if you have stream true, it means the response is going to be presented the way that I just showed you right now, where it's getting the text chunk by chunk, and then it's presenting the text to the front end, or it's giving the chunks as the responses. But when stream is off, the full response is generated, and then it will give you the full response back. So this just helps in a way that um, it's better for somebody to see what's being displayed on the screen without waiting for a long time, because they might think that the system is not working or something like that, but the system is actually working in the background. But so to avoid that, you can just add some of this functionality so that it helps the person see that the system is working, but it's just still outputting the answer. So we can do something like this. Write clean Python code. You can see this. Yeah, this is just code block that I just wrote. This is some Python code. You can also do this system design architecture. You can see. Right. So this is the functionality that we just added today, and it's yeah, it's just uh, some basic functionality that we added, but it's helpful to understand how this works. So this is stream and how stream works in Ollama. So stream, this parameter in Ollama, you now know how this works and the purpose of this, whether you turn it on or turn it off. Now know how this works. So that's what we're going to do today, and our video is over. Thank you for watching.